in court. I said about doggone time. About doggone time. Because she been running around like she ain't been cheating this entire time. What she said on the promo they showed this morning on the General Hospital page. Excuse me. What she said, please don't make me. What did she say? She gonna be telling. Then also at the end of today's episode, they showed a preview for tomorrow's episode where she gonna be like, "You're not gonna get the answer you think you looking for or whatever." I said exactly because she got an alibi. You know, it's gonna be revealed that allegedly because we don't know if she gonna actually say it. But I said it's gonna be revealed that she having an affair. I said, and she got an alibi though. Now I don't know if they're gonna bring out the fact that she don't change this lady test results or what, but I was like, yeah, she got an alibi. Her side dude. Like she said, you're not gonna get the answer you think you're looking for, or you looking for, or whatever. And she must please don't make me say or whatever she gonna say. And Curtis and Trina right there. I want to see Trina's reaction. I hope she tell it. I hope she be like she was out there and let's just get to question her and she reveal everything and stuff like that. Cause she been running around like she ain't been cheating. She been running around like she ain't cheat. They tried to do a Michael and Willow situation and Drew situation. Remember how Willow had snuck around and kissed Drew? Then next thing you know, they made it so Michael slept with Sasha first. So they were saying that he cheated first. I said they tried to do that with Curtis and Portia. But yeah, Portia got served. She has to appear in court. Cody and Molly finally kissed y'all. I said about time because I was assuming something else was gonna interrupt them. Jason paid Britt and Brad bill. Curtis said that he not giving no Jordan again. They just out in public kissing. I said, now okay, y'all wasn't the one who cheated first, but y'all still cheating. And then y'all ain't divorced yet. He ain't divorced yet. He ain't divorced yet. Y'all just out in public. I said, at least they over here hiding this stuff. Y'all out in public. Theirs is worse. Cheating is cheating, but it is worse that they don't slept together. They ain't slept together yet. But yeah. I just said Curtis said he not trying to give up Jordan again. Rocco apologized to his family. And Sonny and Laura were just talking about Sidwell. Okay, so it look like they putting up help in their step when it comes to the whole Sidwell situation. Because they said on today's episode that Sonny already sold his peers to Sidwell. They also said that Laura already publicly, supported him. They was talking about that on the previous episode or whatever. So they already got that out the way. Now they saying that basically Sidwell gonna think he won, so he gonna let his guard down. So I'm assuming now, hopefully, Britt thinks that she can trust Jason by now. Right over here talking about some Jason not a good guy and you can't trust him, stuff like this. What are you? What are you? You can't tell nobody nothing. The amount of time he done showed up for this girl, I said she better tell him something. I said now once again he done showed up for her and Brad. Once again he done showed up. Get your tail over there and tell him what's going on. I said then they gonna put two and two together. They gonna realize what's going on. She the missing piece to this doggone puzzle. But yeah, what did y'all think of the episode? This for General Hospital, December the 22nd, 2025. First things first, let me know I don't even know if I said that part already. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. So we're gonna start with Brad, Rick, and Chase. So these fools up in here talking about they didn't do this and they didn't do that. It's a big mistake. I think he said that Brad had left his credit card. I said, how you gonna leave the evidence? You trying to run out. Y'all trying to run out. They ain't gonna lie. They said that they was going back to get her doggone credit card. That's what they told Jason too. I said, Jason know that you ain't got no money, right? You already told him. He been the one giving you money. Let the world. But yeah, talking about, oh no, it's not what it looked like. It's not what it looked like. We were just going to get the credit card and stuff like that. So she tried to call Nina. Nina sent her the voicemail and stuff like that. Said she could wait. So she was like, "There's one more person they could call." So she ends up calling Jason. He was there. He was at Alexa's house helping Danny and them with the Christmas stuff. I was like, "Dog, I was interrupting." Shoot, I said he'd break his neck to go try to save her, help her. He thought she was in real trouble though. He did, but he did come back. But yeah, I said she ain't even say what was going on. She just said she was in trouble. Next thing you know, he done came down there to save her. She still don't trust him. Don't listen to no Brad. He the last person you should listen to. Friend or not. But yeah, to us, that would look like they went to get their credit card or whatever, liars. Jason told her he was on the way. He ends up coming, and she was trying to explain things, and Jason ends up saying how he's not getting Brad out. That's when Brad started telling her how Jason not a good guy. He not this, he not that, or whatever. Next thing you know, Chase came in. He took both of their pictures. They wanted to know what was going on. He told them they free to go. Jason paid the bill and left a 40% tip. And they can't go back to the place. They cannot come back. Said they had ordered everything on the menu. Said they had ordered everything. They knew better. They knew better. I said, well, what point? Because then they already had said they both was broke or mentioned something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they didn't, but yeah, they had ordered everything. But Chase took their pictures and said that they can't go back to the place and stuff. Jason had paid everything and left for 40% tip. Tracy and Cody was just talking about his feelings for Molly, and he was just down on himself. He was like, he invited her, but she never showed up. Alexis, Molly, Danny, that's roast Scout. I didn't mean, how I write Scout? Oh, because they was talking about Scout. Because Danny was asking Alexis about Scout, and she was saying that maybe, you know, when she win, or hopefully the Willow situation will help her be able to see Scout, and he'll be able to see Scout as well. I said, you don't get it. I said, was you listening? I said, I don't know. Did Drew ever say that he was going to allow Danny to see her if Alexis won? Kaka Swan said he can't see her at all. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention because y'all know that's a regular thing with me. Y'all know that's a regular thing with me. Hold up. Well, I said I could have sworn he said he didn't want that criminal. The way he said he was calling them a criminal and everything. But yeah, they were just hanging up decorations, talking about Sam and everything. Christina, I forgot to write down Christina's name too. Christina and Molly was talking about Cody, and Jason heard, and he came up. He was like, he was there at the Brown Dog or whatever, and he seen when she came in and seen Britt kissing Cody. How it wasn't Cody. Britt was kissing Cody, and she was drunk. Molly kept interrupting. She had interrupted him. I said, no, let him get it out. Let him tell you now. Let him tell you, because that's what happened. Said after she left, Cody had stopped it, and he kept watching the door and stuff like that. And she still seemed like she didn't really care. But then Christine tried to explain things or tell her, you know, Jason already explained things. Then Danny came over and said, you know, maybe, you know, she should try telling him how she feel, because maybe he don't think that, you know, he worried of her and stuff. I said, right, Danny, you smart like your daddy. I mean, your daddy could be stupid. I ain't gonna say stupid. He could be smart, but he could be foolish. That's a good word. That's a good word. He foolish. He always got to try to save somebody. Got to put a doggone S on his chest, because he got to save everybody and their mom and their daddy and their granddaddy and their kids. Literally. That's what he on the show for. Y'all know I always say that. He on the show to save everybody. In fact, I said him and Spinelli might as well be the PCPD, because these other fools don't know what they doing. They should have, you in the wrong field. I always say that too. Jason in the wrong field. He should have been a doggone detective or something. Him and Spinelli would have made a great team. Well, they is a great team though. But yeah, I already said Jason had came back after he told them he had to go. He came back. He was like, it turns out it wasn't that important or whatever. It was nothing serious. And he's like, he don't want to miss it because he already missed out on a lot with Monica. Curtis and Jordan out in public talking. She wanted to know what happened because Curtis had her call Drew, and he was like, they found more evidence against Willow, and they had dropped the charges and everything. So they were talking about that, and she ends up saying how Trina think that she's the cause between her parents getting a divorce, and he was just reassuring her that she not, and how Trina a big girl, so you know she need to mind her business either way it go. That ain't what he said, but yeah, she need to mind her business either way it go. And she was like, she don't want to come in between, but she doesn't want to come in between him and his daughter. So she tried to pull away. He was like, he not letting her go no more. I said, you need to make up your mind. You just telling your wife to come back home the other day. You need to make up your mind. I said, see, that's why. Then next thing you know, she had got up. He got up. He ends up kissing her. I said, so y'all ain't in public, huh? I said, so y'all ain't out in public, huh? You know that y'all still married. Y'all still married, and y'all just over here kissing like y'all no shame. No doggone shame around here. But yeah, I said anybody could have used that. They could have said, we seen Curtis and Jordan kissing. Like, you want to explain that? Maybe that's why. Maybe you wanted to get back at Drew because he interfered with your marriage or something like that. And once they find out all the other stuff. But yeah, they kids. That was the last thing that happened with them. Ava and Nina. When Nina first came in, she looked at Curtis and I said, well, they friendship's over. But at the same time, Curtis snitched first. He snitched first. Hold up. But yeah, they looked at each other, but they ain't say nothing. So Ava and Nina was talking about their friendship. Neither one of them want to give up on it. They were saying maybe it's hope for Portia. Look like Ava gonna be talking to Portia on tomorrow's episode. I'm assuming that's who she talking to, because she gonna be at the hospital saying, don't say more than you need to say or whatever. And I said, no, I'll say everything you need to say, because it's about time. Curtis hear what's going on, and Trina hear what's going on. Since they can't stay away, why y'all there? You know they trying to send you there. They trying to lock you up. They said if this don't work out with Willow, they going back after you. Well, yeah, then Trina knows she done destroyed evidence, so really half the courtroom's supposed to be in jail. Everybody, Michael, Michael, everybody. Hold on. They just sitting there proudly and stuff. I said, you supposed to go in the hiding or something. They out in public. I said, now you done destroyed evidence and everything. They just sitting right there. You don't volunteer nothing. Hold on. Well, yeah, Ava and Nina was just talking about their friendship and they done came a long way and all the yada yada, freaking yada, and how they don't know if the Portia situation. Basically, Ava was telling her not to give up on her friendship with Portia. So we'll see. Portia and Isaiah, he just checking on her, making sure she good, telling her she don't need to be stressed. She received a text from Trina and she was worried about that, and she think that when the truth comes out and it is Isaiah's baby, that Trina gonna look at it like she betrayed her daddy or she hurt her daddy or something, she said. And I said, but you did. You did. And but at the same time, I feel like even when she find out that you really the cheater around here, that you the one who stepped out first, that it's not gonna make a difference. I might be wrong, but she already made up in her mind that Jordan is the enemy. But yeah, I said maybe she'll finally see the truth or whatever. But I'm hoping tomorrow's episode, cause y'all know they said I think Thursday and Friday, they not gonna air no episode. I said, when it get good, cause that promo was good. It was interesting. I said, wait till they gonna leave us hanging. That's what it is, y'all. They gonna leave us hanging. But yeah, they also said Alexis gets new information this week. She gets new information, so I don't know if it's about the whole Tracy Michael situation, but this whole little storyline need to go on, wrap it up. Somebody said, y'all need to just be patient because it's just getting started and get on time to drag out the truth. I said that's what they've been doing, dragging out the truth. So I get on time. He got shot in September. It's gonna be January next week, ain't it? Ain't it about to be? Isn't it about to be January next week? We don't get plenty of time. Shoot. And y'all know sometimes when they introduce certain storylines, they never go back to it. They never do. It just be a figure of our imagination at this point. But yeah, they talking about giving time. Time? Shoot. Enough time has been given. It's time to get the Sidwell situation. It's time to find out that he did that to Maxie. And why? I'm assuming because he wanted her out the way. Maybe because she was trying to snitch or whatever. But yeah, they said also Maxie's supposed to be coming back. She ain't came back yet. Like I said, Portia and Isaiah was in the cabin and everything. Look, Alexis was on the phone with somebody. And she was talking to them saying that in order to find this person, she never said, but I was assuming it was Portia, and it was. You need to talk to Amy because she gonna know the address or where the person is because the person has went into hiding or something. And I said, you know what? You right, because Amy is nosy than a mug. I said, you right to call Amy, and Amy knew. I said, Amy got all the details. She's so nosy. Every time you see her, she in somebody's business. They don't call Amy. Amy don't found the address. Next thing you know, it's a knock on the door, and they tell Portia you've been served or whatever. She got to appear in court for the defense or whatever. So she got to bring her to her, and she's supposed to be telling Alexis, you're not going to get the answer you're looking for or whatever. Exactly. Just say you was with Isaiah so they could connect the dots. So they could connect the doggone dots. But you know what? It's kind of crazy, though, because Curtis wanted Selena to take out Drew because he was targeting his family and everything he did to Portia. And all this partially started because of the whole Drew and Portia changing the test result situation. And he over here trying to protect her, and she done went cheated. She done went cheated. And no, she was cheating and still talking about some Jordan this and Jordan that. I mean, he did need to stay out her face and she need to stay out his face and stuff. But other than that, shoot, you done cheated. And they need to let it all out tomorrow. But yeah, what else? Trina and Gio was helping her with the Christmas tree. He was avoiding going over there to Lulu's because you know the whole Dante situation. Ended up helping her with the tree. Emma stopped by to get Trina her gift. And when Emma was talking to Trina, she was like, maybe she shouldn't let Gio go by herself. I was like, no, you can't always be attached to his hip. He got to figure things out for himself. I said, you don't support him enough. They mad at you too. But he more so mad at Gio. But yeah, I said, no. I thought she was going to say, no, you need to let him handle this himself. But she showed up. She showed up with a mistletoe. They ended up kissing and everything. But Rocco ended up apologizing to Laura and the family for his actions and stuff like that. Dante was watching them like a hawk. He's like, look, they went outside to get some firewood. He tried to follow. Sonny stopped him. Next thing you know, I don't know if Lulu or Laura, somebody stopped him the second time, said get on space and everything. He just watching this stuff. They came back in. That's when Rocco apologized. Gio looked at Dante. Dante looked at Gio, and they exchanged like this little smile or whatever. And I'm assuming they finna work things out finally. Well, I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. Every time I say that, or every time I assume that, they just keep on. It get worse. It gets worse. But yeah, oh, also on tomorrow's episode, Dante look like Dante gonna be accusing Chase or trying to see if Chase was the one who deleted the video. And I said, oh, now they into it. I said, now they into it. But yeah, do y'all think that they gonna make it seem like Chase did it, or what? We shall see. Laura and Sonny. Lulu was telling Laura and Sonny that she needed their help interfering with Gio and Dante so they won't come to blows because you know they into it real bad. But yeah, they end up helping the best they could. Laura and Sonny was talking about Sewell once again. He sold the Pierce already to him. Laura already supported him. So now I said they could get the show on the road. They could go on, you know, get this man up out of there. Start connecting the dots. I still say Britt holds the missing pieces to the doggone puzzle. She could tell what's going on. If she could sit up here and tell Brad this stuff, she could tell Jason. And they could take this man down. But yeah, cause she gonna need saving. I could tell you that now. Cause she thinks she got too much power. She thinks she got too much power. She done told Brad. They already said how they had been watching her and stuff like that. She over here snitching and stuff. But is that everybody? What was Rocco and Gio talking about? What was they talking about? Let's see if I wrote it down. I don't even remember what they was talking about. Danny tells Molly that she has to tell Cody how she feels. Emma talks to Trina about Gio. Rocco apologized to Laura. Nina and Ava talk about their friendship. Jordan don't want Curtis risking his relationship with Trina. Brad told Britt she can't rely on Jason. I already said Molly came to see Cody. He wasn't there at first. She turned around. He was there. She ends up kissing him. Then he kissed her back. And I said, about doggone time, nobody interrupted. Oh, Portia said she hoped that Isaiah is the father or whatever. And I said, I hope he is too. I hope he is too. But yeah, Laura was talking to Charlotte about Valentine. What was I supposed to be looking for? I think what Rocco and Gio was talking about. What was they talking about? I don't even think I wrote it down. Well, that's it, I think, y'all. Dante trying to watch Gio and Rocco. Brad was questioning Britt about what's going on between her and Jason. I thought I did write something down about them folks, but I didn't. That's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.